I recently traveled to visit my older brother, and since I've been back, I've been thinking about how differently my life evolved over the years versus that of my siblings. We grew up in the same household, had the same parents, and so I've been thinking about why is it that we experience things a lot differently. I am the third of four kids. Um, my older brother has always been pretty successful. He lives in a great house on a lake. Financially, he's always done well for himself, either in his employment or his own businesses. My sister, who passed away in 2007, always also herself, she was pretty successful. She had a huge network of friends, and this is before social media. And my younger brother, the same, a lot of travel, a lot of friends, and always has had a good job. He's had the same job for many decades and is about to retire, actually. But for me, it's always been a struggle. And so I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and why is that? And I landed on an answer as to why. I think they always had, my brothers and sister had like a basic belief in themselves and what they could accomplish and what they were capable of. And I never had that. I really went through life doubting my ability to be successful and to get the things that I wanted in my life. And it started at an early age. I remember in high school, graduated in 1982. I was an okay student, B minus student, but my favorite subject was American history, and I could ace any test in American history. So we were about to take the final exam in my senior year for my American history class, and the teacher decided to do something a little differently. She gave us the option of one of two tests, and you could just choose which one you wanted. So she walked throughout the classroom, and as she got to each student, she had the two tests, one in the left hand and one in the right hand. One was the easy one was the difficult one, and you could pick whichever one you wanted. So I'm watching all these kids pick their tests, and I'm trying to debate with myself on which one I wanted to pick. Of course, I knew I was going to ace the hard one or the easy one. So when it came my turn, she got to me. She held out both her hands with the tests, and I looked at it for 1 or 2 seconds, and I reached for the easy test, and I went to take the paper, and she pinched her fingers, the papers between her fingers, not letting me take the test. And I looked at her, and the look on her face, I'll never forget. She just had this look of, I guess, disappointment. And I really just shrunk back into my chair and felt that I had not only let her down, but that I had let myself down. And she did. She let go, and she let me take the easy test, and never said anything about it after that. Not wanting to take a risk, not wanting to be seen, not wanting to put myself out there has been something that I've struggled with for my entire life. It always felt much safer and easier to hide. Over the years, the negative self-talk that I would communicate to myself was just so limiting. I would see other people accomplishing things and have an idea in my head of what I wanted to do in my life. And always thinking, oh, that's for other people. You can't do that. There's no way you'll get that job. There's no way you're going to make that amount of money. There's no way that you can have that kind of relationship. You can't have those friendships. And I just constantly, repeatedly told myself these messages over the years. And I think that's where it separates me from my siblings, because I don't think that they did those things. I don't think they had that mental self-talk, those mental dialogues. And it took me a long, long time. It wasn't until that point when I got into my late 50s, mid to late 50s, where I understood I really needed to start not only deprogramming my mind, but reprogramming my mind to let myself know that I'm no different than anybody else. There's no reason that I can't accomplish the things that I want to in the second half of my life. You know, that old message of it's just too late is not something that serves me. It's not true. And it's taken me a lot of work over these last several years to at least begin to incorporate that message. And again, I'll just use this YouTube channel as an example. When I first started to think about it, first started to consider it, I would look at all these other people my age, the older creators, and think, oh, there's just no way I can achieve that level of success that these other people are doing. And at the end of the day, nobody out there is doing anything differently than me. They don't have any extra knowledge, any extra experience. It's just been me that's been limiting myself. It's not easy undoing the same story that I've been telling myself for more than 5 decades. But what I've been coming to realize over these last few years is that I can rewrite my own history. I can rewrite my story, and I can do it one belief at a time.